Hey, what's going on, guys? We are live again with another video. Sorry, I'm not feeling well today. The past week since I traveled to the West Ham game, I caught a cold due to the English weather. Coming back here was warming up, and the weather change just threw me under the water, and I got a sick. So sorry if I sound muffled. But today I'm giving you guys the latest news with Arsenal's search to a new sporting director to replace the role that Edu Gaspar previously held at the club. With that being said, Atletico Madrid's Andrea Berta is now the top candidate and the front runner for that role. But at the moment, the sporting director search is still ongoing process. There's no official offers presented to any candidates as of today. And Arsenal are still on the search for a qualified and someone experienced in that sporting director role ahead of the upcoming summer transfer window, of course. With that being said, we are going to talk about three topics today in today's stream. Hi, Jordan. Big up to you. Big up JPT and big up to Mina. Thanks to everyone tuned in on Twitter as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, big up King. Hope you're well. Ramadan Mubarak to you and your family as well. Karen Mubarak. Hope you all have a good Ramadan. And yeah, so we're gonna talk about three topics going into the stream today. We're gonna talk about how Andrea Berta is leading as the top candidate frontrunner for the sporting director role of Arsenal. Will he be a good candidate? He is someone that brought Conor Gallagher to Atletico, um, Julian Alvarez. We saw him go to Atletico as well, and Andrea Berta has been a big fan of Jorginho. He wanted to bring Jorginho previously to Atletico Madrid. There are news that Jorginho is going to be signing a pre-contract with Fluminense this upcoming week, which means that Arsenal's midfield is going likely to be replaced more than one position in that midfield role. Thomas Partey to part ways with Arsenal. News brought to you by Charles Watts, stating that the midfielder is not likely to be offered a contract extension, and the club are looking to part ways with him going into the summer window. No talks over a new deal with Thomas Partey, and there's strong interest from other clubs in Europe for the midfielder. This season, though, you have to give it to Partey. Injuries aside, which thankfully he hasn't had this season, he's been consistent, and I think the only downside is when we played him at right back, which is entirely out of his position, and I wouldn't blame him for that due to our lack of squad depth. Hi, Luca. Thanks for joining. Hey, King. And hey, Jordan. Thanks for joining, everybody. So we're also going to talk about Saliba being offered a bumper contract to stay at Real Arsenal and to avoid any interest from Real Madrid. Real Madrid did come out and say last week that their search for the center back has cooled off, and Arsenal are looking to talk to William Saliba's agents to offer a bumper contract. We do know the Frenchman's current deal lasts until June 2027, but Arsenal want to secure his future at least until 2030 with a short-term bumper contract. And William Saliba could be one of the top earners at Arsenal with this new contract offer, which for me, rightfully so, the players like Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, you would say are deserving of a pay increase and to be one of the top earners of the club as it stands. So let's go straight into the video. I'm going to cue the intro and we're going to talk about some of the talking points. Of course, we do have a game against PSV away in Holland tomorrow in Eindhoven. So safe travels to everyone who traveled today to attend the away leg, the first leg of the round of 16, and then the reverse fixture will be on the 12th of March. So looking forward to that. Hopefully Arsenal can put up a convincing performance amid recent results have been poor in the Premier League. And of course, we're out of both domestic competitions, which the FA Cup quarterfinals have already been declared. Moving forward, let's cue the intro and we'll go straight into the video, shall we? So first and foremost, I think I'm gonna start talking about Thomas Partey to part ways with Arsenal. Charles Watts made an article earlier today that said there's no talks opening with him being offered a new contract to stay at Arsenal. There is still time to go, however, but there's no indication that we want to extend Partey's contract as of late February, moving into the first week of March, which we are now officially in. Um, Charles Watts came out and said that Arsenal have yet to initiate contract talks with Partey, and there's a growing feeling with the players' camp that the club will not push to keep the player beyond the end of this season, which is his last season at Arsenal. Thomas Partey's Arsenal exit looking more and more likely as we head towards the summer transfer window. There's been no talks with a new deal, and at the moment, there are growing interest from other teams in Europe. This could mean that Thomas Partey sees his way out of the club from Arsenal this summer, and the likes of Zubamendi could be his replacement. We'll see who could be the replacement. But with Jorginho also leaving this summer, we know Jorginho signing a pre-contract with Fluminense sometime this upcoming week. With Jorginho leaving this summer and losing Partey in the summer, we really hope we get a solid midfielder, Zubamendi, and alongside another option as well to bring leadership in that midfield. But in that midfield position alone, Arsenal look like they're going to be doing a lot more business. As we're going to lose the likes of Jorginho and Thomas Partey, who this season you have to give credit when and where it's due. He's had a stellar season so far, despite the results. And despite him playing right back some of the fixtures, he has had a good season and he's been consistent in midfield. He's been one of our top midfielders. And you guys know our top midfield this season has to be the likes of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. None of this Marino, Odegaard, Rice makeshift midfield. Our solid three midfield has been Partey, Rice, Odegaard. And that's something that we know has been a game changer for us in some of the games we've played this season, whether it be at home or away earlier on in the season. Of course, not currently with our depleted attack as it stands. Moving forward, hi Rosie, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Hi Moss, big up to you. We Moss for today. Um, will be interesting to see how we perform on Monday Night Football and Monday Night Hockey. Um, Flamingo, Jorginho, yes, we did talk about Jorginho going to sign a pre-contract with Flamengo, I believe. Yeah, I keep saying Fluminense. I always get the Brazilian teams mixed up, but um um so I wanted to go live later, but I thought I'd go live now because I have to go get some errands done quickly, and my medication. Big up, everybody. Thanks for joining. Scott says, for us to let Jorginho and Partey leave in the summer is not a good thing. Partey just should stay, in my opinion. You know, even with Jorginho set to leave to Flamengo on a signing a pre-contract, I said that Jorginho is a really unsung hero in this dressing room. He brings a lot of leadership into this team. I know he lacks pace and doesn't offer pace, but his passing range is something really, really good. And he's never complained to be a squad player. He's not on insanely high wages at all. I would love to keep him for another season as a squad player. I think his influence in that dressing room is his influence in the dressing room really speaks for itself with this team and with the youth that we have. He's been a leader for them as well. So I agree with you. Letting go of Jorginho in the summer. He's going to sign a pre-contract this upcoming week with Flamingo. So we'll see how it's likely that he is going to depart ways this summer. Unless the sporting director, if we were to get Berta, who's been a really big fan of Jorginho, if he could convince him to stay, like Xhaka and Arteta convinced Xhaka to stay when he wanted to leave before. So probably one to watch, but definitely it would be a huge loss for us in the dressing room wise, I would say. Moving forward, we're now talking about William Saliba being offered a bumper contract. This news came out from Football London earlier this week. William Saliba is set to become one of the highest paid earners in the Premier League following new contract talks. This means that he could be one of the highest paid earners at Arsenal Football Club. His current deal lasts until 2027, but Arsenal want to secure a bumper contract to secure his future until at least 2030. You did see rumors of him being linked to Real Madrid. I do think those were rumors, and I don't think there was genuine interest. I do think he still would have signed a bumper contract with us, and hopefully in that bumper contract time period, we would win the major honors. As I know this season, it's basically a write-off. And I'm sure that Arsenal will begin talking with Saliba's agent and seeing the best deal they can get for him, but it is clear that he is going to become one of the highest paid earners at Arsenal, and I do think he is deserving of it. He's been a colossal in midfield alongside Gabriel, although I will argue that Gabriel's been one of the better players defensively, consistently wise this season, but both of them are something so solid that we have in this team that we haven't had in a long time. So there are news today that Saliba is going to be signing a bumper contract, and the interest from Real Madrid has cooled down, and Real Madrid moving on to someone else in that center back position. Big up Jordan, big up Moss, big up Rosie, big up everyone watching on Twitter as well. Respects to each and every one of you. Looks like I was right in offering a bet to all the negative gooners saying Saliba was gone. I said, bet me that King William is here at Red London again next season, and looks to be correct. 100%. Arsenal are willing to tie down his signature. I don't know about the price tag. I don't think there'll be 200 million from Real Madrid. Yeah, Real Madrid, give us 200 million or get out of here. Don't talk to us. And, gone are the days where we lose good players on a free. Hopefully that's not the case anymore with a experienced sporting director. Of course, the sporting director conversation is still underway with Arsenal still working on progress into the process. No official offers were presented today on terms of any viable candidates, but we do know that Fabrizio Romano reported Andrea Berta is in advanced stages with negotiations with Arsenal. He's giving priority to Arsenal as his next destination. Of course, he is the Atletico Madrid sporting director, and all parties are confident to get the agreement done this month, with the final details set to be ironed out. Andrea Berta, he's the one who brought Alvarez, Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid. Whether you like Conor Gallagher or not, Conor Gallagher has been good for England, the nation, of course, not so much at Chelsea Football Club when he was there, but that's a different story. Discussions already took place with Berta left Atletico after building the team with key signings in the recent years. Of course, we know the likes of Julian Alvarez now at Atletico, and Atletico this season are doing well. They're second in their league. Talks are in the advanced stages, but nothing signed or sealed yet, so that's definitely one to watch. And we do know that Andrea Berta has given priority to Arsenal and is currently a front runner for the sporting director role. This is a key position Arsenal need to address before the summer window opens. And if we can get Andrea Berta's signature signed, it would be a really good for us going into that summer window, where we'll have more someone solid to deal with transfers, someone who knows the right quality of caliber of players to bring in. And just as Atletico fans would say, Andrea Berta is a man with a really strong character. He wouldn't lap up to anything that Jason Eto or Tim Lewis or Arteta would want. He is a man of, if he sees something worthwhile, he will stand his ground. He will stand on his feet for it. And I think we need that kind of aggression in this role. We need someone who's not going to be a pushover and to bring in the quality that we would need going forward, especially this summer when we're seeing a midfield overhaul coming in. For example, we're seeing, of course, we know the striker situation we need. This Berta guy signed Felix and Lamar. Yes, of course, he did sign Joao Felix and Lamar. Apart from that, I don't think he's done a bad job. Berta is a good option. He is experienced, Scott, but I did mention to you he signed Julian Alvarez. He has signed some good players for Atletico Madrid, and currently Atletico Madrid are second. If you ask Atletico Madrid fans, they won't say he's a terrible guy. They won't say he's a bad guy, like an inexperienced option. It's so much better than having Jason Aito or Dan Ashworth, who were one of the names we heard earlier last week in contestation for this job. So, of course, Luis Campos is one of the very experienced sporting directors, but it would be interesting if we were able to get Luis Campos. He's of incredibly talented and knows his position well. Of course, very experienced in that role. Would be great to have someone like him signed for us, but of course the role is not official yet. Nothing signed or sealed yet. So, just bringing to you guys the news that Andrea Berta is the front runner currently for the sporting director job, but nothing official as of yet. Big up Hawkwind, hope you're well. Thanks for joining. Scott says he signed Griezmann and Orblock, John Orblock. Yeah. Yes, that's right. He did sign those two as well. Griezmann for Atletico, he's been so I don't know. You see Griezmann in the France team, and he's such a different player, and then you see him at Atletico, and it's so many inconsistencies with that player. Sorry, and John Oblak is a really good keeper. One of the best keepers in the world, just like Moss said. So, hopefully we can negotiate better with a proper sporting director. I mean, respects to Edu for all that he did, but we clearly know there were shortcomings there as well, and it's about time we address these shortcomings. Paid for big for Julian Alvarez, and it's paying off. What a quality caliber player Julian Alvarez is. And although they did pay big money for him, look how much goals he walked into that team and fit like a glove for that Atletico team currently. They are second in their league as it stands, so let's see how it goes. It's nothing official yet, but I did want to report the news of him being the front runner for Arsenal's new sporting director role on the line. And I really hope that we wouldn't offer the sporting director role permanently for Jason Ato. I do think it's big boots to fill, and I don't think he's an experienced guy. You saw in the January window what happened to us when we needed attacking reinforcements. We looked all across Europe and we came out with no one this window. Um, of course, we do have a game against what do you make of Jonathan David rumors of free transfer in the summer? Guys, I would love Jonathan David at Arsenal. I know some of the English don't like him, and maybe I'm biased because he's my countryman, plays for Team Canada, a quality player. Really hope there's any legs to that news, but at the moment it's just paper talk, and we see it so often. So moving forward, we do have a game against PSV tomorrow in Eindhoven. I'm gonna do a brief preview going into the PSV game. I do think this is gonna be a tough game for us. PSV have not lost a game at home at their ground since November 2022, which is a long time ago. They do have some strong players. My lineup going into the PSV game would be Raya in goal, Lewis Skelly at left back, Gabriel Saliba midfield. Ben White walks into this team at right back. Timber, I would keep firepower on the bench, although Timber has been brilliant this season. Especially when Ben White got injured, he's filled in comfortably and he's done really well defensively wise too, and good on the ball and off the ball as well. My midfield three would be Partey, Rice, Odegaard. No questions about it. Not makeshift midfield with Marino in there. I don't think he fits the position. We'll probably have to try him up front or Calafiori because we don't have a striker. And Butler Oyedeji is not playing this match. Please, guys. He hasn't played a single game for Arsenal this season in the men's team and in the Premier League, I mean, or in the Champions League. And PSV away is not going to be the game where we're testing that. My front three would be Trossard, Marino up front, and Ethan Nwaneri. Let me know your lineups going into the PSV game away from home. It is going to be a tough game for us. PSV are strong at home, and they the last time we won a game against PSV was, I think we drew to them in the Europa League, and the last time we won a game against them was in 2015. PSV are currently second in the Eredivisie in their standings, so they're on 52 points with Ajax on 60. They are on a good team. I saw on Sky that PSV was 7 points top in December, and now they've only won one game since then. Hopefully, Arsenal can deal with the matchup against PSV, and at least not lose the away leg. But I want us to put up a convincing performance, especially considering the last couple of games, whether it be Leicester away, West Ham at home was really poor. So let's see. You know, Timber did say that this could be a turnaround with us on this trip to Eindhoven. We'll see how we do. PSV's recent form, they've just won one of their last 6 games across all competitions and head into Tuesday's match on the back of a 3-2 defeat as well, to the Eagles. Let's see what PSV can do in their team as well. They do have some injuries. Malik Tillman is injured for them, and of course we know our attack injuries with Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz unavailable for this game. There is indication that Martinelli could be back in April. I do think he won't be back before the international break later this month. My PSV predicted lineup would be Benitez, Ledesma, Flamingo, Bushkagli, Malasia, Virman, Scouten, Bakayoko, Saberi, Lang, and De Jong. Let's see what Luke De Jong brings to this team, and my Arsenal lineup I did provide to you guys. Perisic talking some trash. Let's take them at their place. Yeah, I did see Perisic giving it large in their pre-match press conference. And on paper, Arsenal looked like the better team, but we do have a makeshift attack, which is what we're working with. As a result of not signing reinforcements in the summer or in January when it mattered with our attack, especially in the January window that just closed. Let's see what Arsenal can do in winning our last 4 games in the Champions League group stages and scoring 13 goals in the process in the group stages as well. Let's see how Arsenal can do, but realistically, I am predicting a 1-1 draw. It would be great if we can win this game. Bakayoko is definitely a player to look out for PSV, one of the dangerous players who to look out for, just like Moss and Scott mentioned. Bakayoko is a killing threat for them. Even De Jong, to some instances, is a good player for them. They do have a stronger attack, which they can take advantage from us. It'll be the 50th match for Luke De Jong for the Champions League tomorrow. Big game for him as well. And of course, the Dutchman, will see what he has to bring against Arsenal, and they have home ground advantage. Of course, we play them in the second leg of the round of 16 on the 12th of March. I do hope to be at that game live if I can get flight tickets sorted out. It'll be great to go see that game live. Nothing beats a Champions League live match. Really incredible to go see this team home and away in the Champions League. Hi, Jabriel. Thanks for joining, Jabriel. He says, who do you think is winning the Premier League? Jabriel, currently Liverpool are 13 points clear, and I do think they're walking away with the Premier League title this season. And so be it. I'm 50-50 on this game. Hopefully our defense will be different. They definitely have the better attack. Bakayoko and Lang are dangerous players, 100%. Bakayoko is definitely one to look out for this PSV team, as well as Lang. Even De Jong as well, to some extent. He's good for PSV. He's good for his country as well when we've seen him play. I do think Arsenal are going to keep this lineup that I gave you guys in my predicted 11. I wouldn't change so much going into the lineup and try to keep some players available on the bench. Um, it'd be good to see if Arsenal can put us a matchup against PSV, like go toe to toe with PSV, but I don't think it's going to be the case. And the midfield, I'll stick with our strongest midfield. of Partey, Rice, Odegaard definitely is what I would do going into this game. Definitely nerve-wracking, especially considering our form. Recently, in the Champions League is a different competition, but our form in the Premier League hasn't been the greatest, as you guys know, with recent results. Hi, Jabril. Happy Ramadan to you and your family as well. Thanks so much. I am going to wrap up this stream, though. I did want to do a brief discussion of the updates of the transfer news with regards to Sporting Director links Saliba to sign a bumper contract and Partey to part ways with Arsenal in the summer. I did look at a brief PSV overview, share my predicted 11. Going into this game, my score predictions would be a 1-all, which isn't a bad result away from home. Hopefully we don't lose on the road. I do hope we can keep it respectable scoreline. And we did talk about players to look out for this PSV team. Let me know your thoughts on the lineup, what you think Arsenal are going to line up with tomorrow, and how do you think PSV are going to perform at their home ground? Sorry, I've been coughing a lot. I'm just getting over a cold. Hopefully getting over it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We are on the road currently to 9.5k subs, on the road to 10k. Really appreciate everyone who's been tuning in, seeing some new subscribers, seeing some new faces in here in the chat as well. Thanks everyone who's shared my streams, who's been supporting every time I'm live. Really appreciate it. Later tonight, Moss is going live for hockey. If you guys are into that stuff, my team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, are playing. Check out Food, Giggles, and Footy. It's Rosie's channel. She does baking, cooking, and some comedy videos on there. A mix of everything. And of course, thanks to Jordan and Luca for joining earlier in the chat, as well as King Saeed. Scott, thanks for joining. Hawkwin as well. And thanks to all of you watching on Twitter. If you do want to check out my YouTube channel, it's linked in my Twitter description. I do have a lot of Arsenal videos for the men's, ladies, and I do talk about the academy from time to time. I do talk about Fantasy Premier League. My Fantasy Premier League team this week was a bit low scoring, but I did do well so far as it stands in the mini leagues, but a long way to go for the rest of the season in terms of overall rank wise. Happy Ramadan to everyone who's fasting. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who's fasting this month for Ramadan. Have a good fast, and may Allah accept our fast, and prayers to you and your family. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate all of your support. We'll be back tomorrow, most likely, for a match review of the PSV game. If I can do a watch along, I'll try to do one. But if not, I'll do a match review of the PSV game tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners. Hopefully we can get a good result at Eindhoven. I'm a bit nervous going into the game considering our form lately, but hopefully this team does know what it means to still be in the Champions League and put our best efforts forward. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hi, Jerry. Big up to you, Jerry. Please win. Me too. I hope we beat PSV. We have to get our revenge on them from the Europa League when we last played them. Big up, everyone. I am going to close out the stream now. Thanks for joining, and take care, everyone. We'll see you all in the next one. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a PSV review. Jerry's going 3-1 Arsenal. Wow, Jerry, you're confident. I wish I had that kind of confidence like you with Arsenal lately. Big up, Hawkwin. Thanks for joining. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the PSV review, hopefully with a good result for the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners, and adios, everyone. Thanks, Ian, for watching.